Hello and welcome back. My name is Oakley and this is the Passport to Crime podcast, your boarding pass to the world's most intriguing unsolved mysteries, chilling cold cases and criminal enigmas that defy resolution. Each week we explore a different corner of the globe, uncovering stories that don't always make the front page, but leave an impression on us long after the headlines have faded. Stories that remind us how little we really know about the truth, and how close it sometimes sits to the sand right beneath our feet. Today's episode takes us not only to Australia's beautiful scenic coastline, but deep into the heart of a mystery that puzzled experts, haunted journalists, and captivated amateur crime sleuths alike for more than 75 years. It's a case steeped in secrecy, espionage whispers, and one cryptic phrase that translates as, "It is finished." This is episode 7, the Tamam Shud Enigma. It's a case about a body, a code, and no answers. Before we begin, I'd like to remind our listeners that the following episode contains themes that some listeners may find distressing, including unexplained death, coded messages, and references to possible suicide. Listener discretion is strongly advised. All information shared is based on publicly available facts, interpreted with care and told with deep respect for the individuals and families involved. The Passport to Crime podcast does not claim to have all the answers. Instead, we aim to ask the questions that still matter. So let's begin with the body on the beach. It was the first day of summer, December 1st, 1948, in Somerton, a suburb on the South Australian coast, just a tram ride away from Adelaide's city centre. Beachgoers made their way down towards the waves, but one by one their attention slowly turned away from the surf. There, slouched at the base of a low stone wall separating the sand from the footpath, lay a man. He was reclined, legs extended, his head resting slightly to the side. At first glance, he appeared to be asleep, perhaps someone who had had a bit too much sun, or had too much to drink. But as onlookers soon discovered, this man wasn't moving, not breathing, and definitely wasn't alive. Police soon arrived and began their investigation. The man had no obvious signs of injury, no stab wounds, no blood, no bruises. He was dressed in a clean suit and tie. A quite strange attire for a beach. His shoes were polished. His body was relaxed, arms at his side. His expression peaceful, almost a little too peaceful. A half-smoked cigarette rested strangely on his collar. The items in his pockets were neatly arranged. A tram ticket, some chewing gum, 2 combs, a box of matches, all entirely mundane. And yet something was still missing. Identification. There was none. In fact, every label on his clothing, from socks to jacket, had been removed. With surgical precision, nothing to name him, and nothing to trace him. The coroner's report would later show that the man was healthy, roughly 40 to 45 years of age, with a strong athletic build. His organs showed signs of internal bleeding, most notably in the stomach, which pointed to the possibility of poisoning, but blood and tissue tests revealed no foreign substances, absolutely none at all. A death with no cause, and, for now, a man with no name. He became known to the public simply as the Somerton Man. Now here's where the story takes a turn from unusual to unforgettable. Months later, as authorities combed through his clothing one last time, they discovered something tucked deep inside a hidden waistband pocket of his trousers. A scrap of tightly rolled paper, no larger than a cigarette filter. Printed in elegant Persian typeface were 2 words, Tamam Shud. It's a phrase that translates to, "It is ended," or "It is finished." Poetic, final, and haunting. Forensic experts quickly matched the torn scrap to the final page of a book, the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, a collection of Persian quatrains that mediate on fate, mortality, and ephemeral nature of life. The sort of writing that feels equal, parts beautiful and existential. So now we have a man who died mysteriously, carrying a farewell note made from ancient poetry, sewn secretly into his trousers, and that's still not the strangest part. After a national media campaign, a man came forward. He said he'd found a copy of the Rubaiyat thrown into the back seat of his car weeks earlier. His car had been parked near the Somerton Beach the night the body was found. Inside the book, more clues, almost too many. On the back page, indentations, left by previous writing, revealed a cipher, 5 irregular lines of seemingly random capital letters, some repeated, some separated. Linguistic scholars and codebreakers, including experts from Australia's Department of Defence and even naval cryptanalysts, attempted to crack it, but no one still to this day ever has. Also written inside the book was a phone number, one that led authorities to a young woman named Jessica Thompson. Jessica lived just 5 minutes from the beach. She was a nurse, quiet, private. When shown the burst of the Somerton Man's face, her reaction was immediate. She turned pale, nearly fainted, and refused to speak any further. She claimed to not know him, denied any connection, but this obviously left investigators remaining suspicious. Could this man have been her lover, a former patient, or just a stranger obsessed? Things grew stranger. Still, when Jessica's son, decades later, was found to have an unusual shaped ear and dental features matching those of the Somerton Man, a possible genetic link, but DNA results remain inconclusive. The truth still out of reach. Speculation exploded. Some believe he was a spy, possibly British or possibly Russian, caught up in Cold War operations. Adelaide, after all, housed sensitive military testing facilities, and the era was rife with espionage. The untraceable death, the removed labels, the hidden note, the indecipherable code, it all fit, at least narratively. Others believe the man was a heartbroken lover, whose romantic despair led him to suicide, choosing a poetic end over a public one. But if that's the case, why the secrecy? Why all the missing identity? And why the cipher to begin with? In 2022, a breakthrough was announced. A team of forensic researchers used DNA extracted from hair sealed inside the Somerton Man's plaster death mask, identified him as Carl Charles Webb, an electrical engineer from Melbourne, who had disappeared around 1947. He was reportedly estranged from his family, known for mood swings and erratic behaviour. But while we may now have a name, we still don't have a story. What was Charles Webb doing in Adelaide? Why did he sever ties and travel across the county without anyone noticing? Was the Tamam Shud slip a reflection of suicidal intent? A cryptic message meant for someone who never received it? Still, to this day, we still don't know, and the cipher still unsolved. Even with cutting-edge decryption method and AI analysis, no one's been able to say what those random letters meant, if they meant anything at all. Was it a personal code between lovers, a spy dead drop, or simply a psychological outburst from a troubled mind? The truth, whatever it is, continues to elude us. Here's what haunts me most about the Somerton Man. Someone somewhere may have known him, may have loved him, may have once waited by a phone for a call that never came, or stared at an empty chair wondering why he vanished. And if Jessica Thompson did no more than she let on, she took those truths to her grave. Perhaps Tamam Shud wasn't just a message from a man ready to leave this world. Perhaps it was a warning, a declaration, or a poetic echo of something far more complex than we'll ever grasp. This case has captured imaginations from 3/4 of a century, because it's not just about a body on a beach. It's about memory, identity, and the quiet, eternal weight of an ending without explanation. Thank you for joining me today on this journey through the Tamam Shud Enigma. I'm Oakley, and you've been listening to the Passport to Crime podcast, the series that follows the mysteries that the world left behind. If this story has left you pondering or wondering, and even questioning, then we're doing something right on this channel. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe. Or drop a comment below and share a case that you think deserves its own stamp in our passport. Next time, we're setting sail towards a case that is just eerie. Until then, stay curious, stay compassionate, and never stop asking the questions the world forgot to answer. And remember to keep your passports at the ready for the unknown. If you liked today's episode, please hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, bye bye for now.